In this first-person parkour game, set in a dystopian, highly controlled city, you play as Faith, a skilled runner who delivers messages outside the government's watchful eyes. The gameplay is all about fluid movement as you sprint across rooftops, slide under obstacles and wall run across gaps. Combat is present but more about quick melee strikes or disarming enemies, emphasizing agility over brute force. The graphics are clean, with a minimalist color scheme that highlights objects you can interact with, making navigation more intuitive. The story revolves around Faith's journey to clear her sister's name while uncovering a conspiracy within the city's oppressive regime. The world feels cold and sterile, reflecting the game's themes of control versus freedom, making you feel like an outsider navigating an otherwise sleek but soulless metropolis. Faith returns in a reboot of the original, this time offering a more open-world experience. The gameplay still focuses heavily on parkour, but it adds more freedom to explore the City of Glass at your own pace. The combat system is more refined, allowing for smoother transitions between movement and fighting with a focus on non-lethal takedowns. Graphically, the game builds on its predecessor's clean aesthetic, but with more detailed environments and expansive cityscapes that make the world feel larger and more alive. The story delves deeper into Faith's background, exploring her motivations as she rises against the ruling corporations. The City of Glass is a beautiful but oppressive place, where the glistening, futuristic architecture hides a darker truth about control and surveillance. This game combines open-world exploration with first-person parkour in a city overrun by zombies. You play as Kyle Crane, an undercover agent trying to navigate the quarantined city of Heron. The gameplay is a mix of parkour, melee combat, and scavenging with the added tension of day and night cycles. The zombies become more aggressive and dangerous at night. The graphics are gritty and detailed, capturing the dilapidated urban environment and the gruesome nature of the infected. The story revolves around survival, political power struggles, and Crane's moral choices as he uncovers the city's secrets. Heron feels alive, a city both ruined and dangerous, where every rooftop and alleyway tells a story of the outbreak's devastation. In the sequel, the parkour and combat mechanics from the first game return but are more polished and dynamic. The game introduces factions that you can align with, adding a layer of depth to the story and affecting the world around you. The graphics are stunning, especially in how the world changes based on your choices, from derelict, darkened streets to more hopeful, rebuilt communities. The story is more about Aiden Caldwell's search for his lost sister, but the narrative's real power comes from the moral decisions you have to make, impacting everything from who controls the city to how you survive. The world feels alive, with an evolving city that reacts to your actions, making every choice feel impactful. This series has evolved tremendously since its inception, blending historical settings with modern-day conspiracy. Each game offers a rich, open-world environment where you can explore cities from ancient Egypt to Renaissance Italy, using stealth and parkour to assassinate your targets. Gameplay typically revolves around a mix of free-running, combat, and stealth mechanics, allowing for both open combat or sneaky kills. The graphics, especially in recent entries like Valhalla, are breathtaking, with meticulously detailed worlds that bring history to life. The overarching story ties modern characters to their ancestral assassins through the Animus, a device that lets them relive the past. Each city or region feels like a character itself, dense with secrets, side missions, and rich historical context that makes the world feel real and lived in. This game blends fast-paced first-person shooting with massive mech combat, providing a unique twist on the FPS genre. You play as a soldier with the ability to call down a Titan, a giant mech suit that offers heavy firepower and defense. The gameplay is smooth, with an emphasis on mobility. Wall running, double jumps, and quick reflexes are key to both on-foot and mech combat. The graphics are vibrant and futuristic, with detailed battlefields that are often as vertical as they are wide. The single-player campaign is surprisingly emotional, focusing on the bond between you and your Titan BT as you fight against a powerful military corporation. The world feels futuristic yet war-torn, with expansive battlefields and high-tech environments creating an immersive setting. This is a fast-paced first-person slasher set in a cyberpunk dystopia. You play as a highly agile warrior who must slice through enemies while parkouring across neon-lit environments. The gameplay is relentless, with one-hit deaths forcing you to master each level through precision and timing. The graphics are striking, full of neon lights and towering cyberpunk architecture, creating a bleak but visually stunning world. The story revolves around reclaiming control of a massive tower from a tyrannical ruler, with themes of transhumanism and survival. The world is a brutal one, full of high-tech enemies and environmental hazards, where every move you make has to be calculated for survival. You play as a hunter who, alongside her eagle companion, must rid a vast, mythical island of its curse. The gameplay focuses on fluid movement, as you use a bow and arrow to glide across the landscape at high speed, with the eagle helping you reach higher places. The game stands out with its lack of a minimap, encouraging you to navigate through observation and instinct. The graphics are beautiful, with a painterly art style that brings the mystical world to life. The story is minimal but emotionally resonant, centering around restoring balance to the world by defeating cursed spirits. The world feels alive, filled with ancient ruins, dense forests, and magical energy, offering a peaceful yet mysterious atmosphere. This classic action-adventure game places you in the shoes of the prince, tasked with undoing a disastrous mistake that has unleashed the sands of time. The gameplay is a mix of sword fighting, parkour, and puzzle solving, with the unique ability to rewind time to correct mistakes. The graphics, though dated by today's standards, were groundbreaking at the time for their smooth animation and detailed environments. The story is a timeless one about redemption, love, and betrayal, as the prince works alongside Princess Farah to stop the evil vizier. The world, set in a fantastical version of ancient Persia, is rich with magical elements and intricate palace architecture, offering a sense of wonder and danger at every turn. The 2008 reboot offers a more stylized and open-ended experience. You play as a wandering adventurer who teams up with Elika, a magical companion, to cleanse the world of corruption. The gameplay is fluid, focusing heavily on acrobatics and combat with a much more forgiving approach. Death is not permanent, as Elika saves you from every fall. The graphics are cel-shaded, giving the game a beautiful storybook-like quality that makes the world feel magical and dreamlike. The story is more character-driven, focusing on the relationship between the prince and Elika as they work together to heal the land. The world itself is vast and colorful, a mix of dark corruption and vibrant life that changes as you progress. This energetic open-world shooter places you in a colorful punk rock-inspired city, where you fight off mutants in the aftermath of a tainted energy drink outbreak. You play as a customizable character who uses outrageous weapons and parkour skills to survive. The gameplay is fast-paced, encouraging constant movement and creativity in combat as you grind on rails, bounce off rooftops, and blast enemies with absurd weapons. The graphics are vibrant and over-the-top, reflecting the game's irreverent tone and chaotic world. The story is a tongue-in-cheek take on the apocalypse, with plenty of humor and over-the-top moments. The world feels alive, with a playful sense of danger, where every corner of the city is designed to keep you moving and fighting in style. This fast-paced, parkour-heavy platformer places you in the role of Demi, a soldier navigating a ruined, floating city. The gameplay is focused on precision and speed, with a physics-based movement system that rewards mastery. You use a jetpack and wall-running skills to traverse intricate levels filled with obstacles. The graphics are cel-shaded and abstract, giving the world an otherworldly, almost surreal feel. The story centers around self-discovery and recovery, as Demi struggles to understand her situation and come to terms with her past. The world feels fragmented and mysterious, with each level offering a unique challenge and visual style, making it a journey through both physical and mental landscapes. This superhero adventure puts you in the shoes of Peter Parker, swinging through a beautifully recreated New York City. The gameplay is all about fluid movement, as you use your web-slinging skills to traverse the city, fight enemies, and take down iconic villains like the Sinister Six. The combat is fast-paced, with a mix of web-based attacks, acrobatics, and gadgets that keep fights dynamic and exciting. The graphics are stunning, with the city bustling with life and detail, from towering skyscrapers to smaller, more intimate environments. The story balances Peter's life as both a superhero and a regular guy, weaving personal struggles with larger threats to the city. The world is vibrant and alive, making New York City feel like a character in itself, full of side missions, collectibles, and random crimes to stop. This first-person shooter focuses on acrobatics, destructible environments, and fast-paced combat. You play as Steel, a one-armed protagonist who uses bullet time and wall running to outmain firefights. The gameplay is frantic and fluid, with an emphasis on chaining moves together for maximum efficiency. The graphics are sleek and minimalist, with neon lighting and sharp environments giving the game a futuristic, cyberpunk feel. The story is light, focusing more on the action than narrative depth, but it serves as a backdrop for the intense combat scenarios. The world is highly interactive, with destructible environments that allow for creative approaches to each encounter, making it a chaotic but thrilling place to fight through. This online cooperative shooter puts you in the role of a Tenno, a warrior clad in a biomechanical suit called a warframe, designed for combat and exploration. The gameplay is fast-paced and fluid, with a mix of gunplay, melee combat, and parkour mechanics. Each warframe has its own set of unique abilities, allowing for a wide variety of playstyles and tactical approaches. The graphics are consistently polished, showcasing futuristic environments that range from alien landscapes to highly detailed space stations. The story, initially centered on simple missions, unfolds into a deep lore about ancient civilizations, mysterious forces, and ongoing intergalactic conflicts. The game world is massive, with frequent updates and expansions introducing new planets, factions, and quests, making the experience feel ever-evolving. The cooperative nature of the game fosters a sense of community as players work together to take on challenging missions and bosses in a visually stunning and dynamic universe. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up as that really helps a lot. If you think any game is missing or if you're planning to play any of these games, don't forget to leave a comment. Those were the top 15 best Parkour games. This has been another video from New Quest Play, and I'll be here waiting for you for the next quest.